Worship, this matter is on the road today for a formal identification. Accused having a previous conviction. This makes it Schedule 5, Your Worship. Therefore, it is in the interest of justice that the accused show this court that she can be released, Your Worship.
Madam, which line she proceeding? Madam, you prefer to stand or to be more comfortable to receive?
As the court pleases, thank you, Your Worship. I confirm my appearance on behalf of the accused, or rather the applicant in the proceedings. My appearance on instructions of DF Oosthuizen Incorporated. Mr. Oosthuizen is also present in court this morning. Your Worship, should I be making use of this mic or?
We are unfortunately not on the court. We are proceeding with
Court pleases. Your Worship, I submit that the state and the defence is in agreement with regards to the schedule, that it is in actual fact a Schedule 5 offence. If, with the permission of this Honourable Court, if we can ascertain from the state whether the application is opposed, and if the application is opposed, on what basis it is opposed. Apart from the fact that the burden of proof is on the applicant to persuade this Honourable Court that the interest of justice permits her release on bail. If it pleases Your Worship, we are in a position to proceed.
The state is not opposed to bail in this matter, Your Worship. The onus does still rest on the accused.
As the court pleases, Your Worship, in pursuing or moving the application on behalf of the applicant, we will do so by manner of affidavit. We have a rather lengthy and voluminous affidavit. Would you wish to read same into the record? Thank you. May I hand you the original and then perhaps proceed from the copy in my possession?
Yes, please.
Court pleases. If it pleases you, may I proceed? In the Magistrates Court for the District of Soweto, held at Protea, in the matter between Makhotso Mapakiso Mofokeng, applicant, and the state, the respondent, affidavit in support of release on bail. I, the undersigned Makhotso Mapakiso Mofokeng, hereby state under oath that Roman Law 1 at introduction, paragraph 1, and the applicant in this matter, affidavit is made in support of my release on bail, which I submit will be in the interest of justice for the reasons as stated below. The facts contained herein are within my knowledge and are both true and correct. I'm awaiting a bail application to be brought before the above-mentioned Honourable Court as a matter of urgency. My legal representatives have advised me that it is now considered law and practice that in bringing bail applications and to expedite the application, neither the offence nor the state has to present viva voce evidence. Still, it may rely on the mere production of affidavits and annexures. Paragraph 5. I've been advised to oppose to this affidavit for purposes of my application to be released on bail. The content of my affidavit is based on my observations, knowledge, and legal advice obtained. I confirm that the respective meanings of the relevant legal terms and or legislation were comprehensively explained to me. Roman Law 2 at personal particulars, paragraph 6. I'm a South African citizen with identity number 86-0829-0273-087 and am 38 years of age. Find a copy of my identity document attached here to marked annexure NNN1. I possess a valid passport which I will surrender to the investigating officer if the court orders me to. I did not have any, or rather I do not have any travelling documents of any nature. Find a copy of my passport annexed here to mark annexure NNN2. Paragraph 7, I reside with number 193 Bugle Avenue, Mondia, with my biological mother, my brother, and my 3 minor children, aged 12 years, 8 years, and 6 years, respectively. My husband and his daughter, my stepdaughter, also reside with us since we got married in 2024. I've been residing with my mother for the past 27 years. Find Annex here 2, a copy of my proof of address of my business, marked Annexure NNN3. We are currently awaiting the completion of the restoration of a house I bought in Fairlands, Randburg, where we will move to upon completion. If I am released on bail, I will reside with my family at my place of residence upon completion referred to supra. 8, I married my husband, Sabelo Ngube, on 15 January 2024 in Johannesburg. A copy of our marriage certificate is attached here to and marked Annexure M4. Paragraph 9.1, I'm self-employed as a traditional healer and practice as such, as a traditional healer by occupation, and as depicted from the copies of my passport, I travel frequently through Africa in search of conventional herbs and products. I therefore need to retain my passport and be allowed to travel abroad in search of traditional herbs not commonly found in South Africa. Previous travel to countries abroad includes in inter alia, Botswana, Namibia, Kenya and Mozambique. I do not have relatives and reside outside the boundaries of South Africa. My parents were divorced in 2002. My father will turn 60 years of age in March 2025, and my mother, whom we reside with in Mondia, is currently 65 years old. Point 2. As already stated, I'm a traditional healer by occupation, and I'm presently employed by my company, G Maweni Productions, Pty Limited, bracket, G Maweni Productions, close bracket, with its main place of business at 193 Beulville Avenue, Mondia. The business is therefore run from my residence where we all reside. I submit that I have 4 employees in my employment who will suffer if G Maweni Productions is unable to generate any form of income. Find the relevant SIPRA documents attached here to marked Annexure M5. Once my new home is renovated, the business will be relocated to my home in Fairland. Point 3. I've been a traditional healer for the past approximately 15 years. I submit that I'm also regularly on TV and radio and have a reality show and a social media following of more than 1 million people. I do charity work and annually host a women's conference where well-known motivational speakers, our guest speakers, and different goodie packs are handed out to the audience. I also hand out food parcels at my home to needy people. I deliver sanitary pads to schools and hand diapers and baby food to children's and welfare homes. I also do frequent school drives in KZN where I buy school uniforms and shoes for needy children who cannot afford them. I do at least one event every 4 months, and my social media, bracket Maweni Cares, close bracket, is updated with pictures and comments of these events regularly. Point 4, I humbly submit that I'm a well-known person, not only within the local community, but countrywide. Paragraph 10, I respectfully reiterate that I have 3 minor children who reside with me. My children have no contact with their fathers, and none of their fathers contribute to their maintenance at all. All my children are dependent members on my medical aid. I submit that I'm the primary caregiver of my 3 minor children. My children are dependent on my daily physical, emotional, and financial support. I have a very close and loving relationship with my children. My arrest and subsequent incarceration have left my children extremely traumatized with an unbearable emotional burden. Paragraph 11, I submit that I'm pregnant with twins. I attach here to a copy of my ultrasound scan confirming that I expect twin babies, marked Annexure M6. I pause to state that at Johannesburg prison, where I've been detained since my first appearance in court, I was again tested to confirm my pregnancy, whereafter they relocated me to the section for pregnant women. I am on a treatment plan to receive special medication for my pregnancy. This medication is essential to support my pregnancy and to ensure the best outcome for the babies. However, I am not allowed any prescription medication in prison, and the medication they supply me in return makes me nauseous and causes me to vomit. It also suppresses my appetite, which is not good for my pregnancy. I'm also required to follow a specific diet to support a healthy pregnancy. I attach here to the report from Vita Lab dated 20 January 2025 confirming my required treatment as Annexure M7. I respectfully submit that my continued incarceration might result in a life-threatening situation for my unborn babies and me. Paragraph 12.1. I attended primary school at Crown Reef Primary and high school at Mondia High School. I matriculated at Maryvale High School, Orange Grove. 2. I generate an income of approximately 70,000 Rand per month from the proceeds of my company. As stated above, I do not receive any maintenance for the minor children from their biological fathers. I alone contribute towards their upbringing and maintenance. Point 3. I own the immovable property bought in Fairlands, Randburg, bracket 107 5th Avenue. I'm busy doing renovations to this property, and upon completion, we, bracket, me, my husband, and our children, close bracket, will move thereto as a family. I also own a property in Deep Kloof, Zone 4. I rent this property and receive an income from the rent of 18,000 Rand per month. I also own a townhouse in Oakdean, Balboa Park, and my rent income from this property is 8,000 Rand per month. Point 4, the value of the immovable properties is approximately 4.5 million Rand. The properties are not bonded. Point 5, I possess movable assets, bracket, household furniture, fittings, and appliances, close bracket, of approximately 400,000 Rand, excluding personal belongings and clothing. I also possess a BMW 420i 2023 model with a market value of approximately 650,000 Rand, and a Ford Ranger LDV 2014 model with a value of approximately 300,000 Rand. The Ford Ranger is paid in full. Paragraph 13, I submit that my residential address is valid, fixed, and within the jurisdiction of the above mentioned Honourable Court, where I will stand trial. My residential address should be common course between the state and the defence. 14, I have an amount of 5,000 Rand available for bail, but will be able to raise further funds with the assistance of my family and friends should the court find a higher amount appropriate. Roman Law 3, history of antisocial behaviour, paragraph 15.1. I have the following previous convictions. Point 1, I was convicted of assault GBH in 2017 and was sentenced to a suspended sentence. Point 2, I was convicted of fraud in about 2015. I was accused of fraud by my employer because I passed the credit for products that I bought from them and did not let a different manager do it. As far as I can recall, I did community service for 3 months. I'm unable to recall the exact sentence I was imposed. Point 3, I also pleaded guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol approximately 15 years ago. I do not recall the sentence handed down, and a recent application for police clearance before travelling abroad did not reflect the conviction. Point 4, I mentioned to my previous attorney of record that I do not remember the exact details of my previous convictions or sentences. During my first court appearance, she may have mentioned that I do not have any previous convictions or sentences, although I am not entirely sure. I submit that I'm a lay person when it comes to court procedures, despite my previous encounters with the law. Your Worship will notice that 15.1.5, if you perhaps, if I may request you to turn the page, there's an inserted page at the back, and I will then return to the previous page, and I will then proceed reading from 15.1.5. Apart from the above, there might be further previous convictions that I failed to disclose. My failure to disclose is not the result of malice or to mislead the court. I submit that I never expected to be arrested and treated this way. I was extremely traumatized and confused because of my arrest and detention. As a result hereof, I started bleeding. It appears that a misunderstanding between me and my previous attorney happened. I meant to say that I have previous convictions, but the nature and the detail thereof I could not recall. I unequivocally state that I did not intend to mislead the Honourable Court, as my freedom depends on this application. I then take you back to page number 8, Your Worship, 15.2. I do not have any outstanding or pending cases. Paragraph 16. I confirm that no order contemplated in terms of Section 5 or 6 of the Domestic Violence Act 1998 has ever been made against me. I further confirm that no order contemplated in terms of Section 3 or 9 of the Protection from Harassment Act 2011 has ever been granted against me. No orders of a similar nature have been granted against me. Paragraph 17. And I take you then, Your Worship, to page number 9. I am not placed under correctional supervision, day parole, or medical parole as contemplated by Section 73 of the Correctional Services Act 1998. 18. I've been informed that failure to disclose the above mentioned aspects constitutes an offence. I'm aware of the consequences thereof. Roman Law 4, charges, factual background thereto. Paragraph 19. I've been informed that I stand trial on a charge of assault with the intent to cause grievous bodily harm, brackets GBH. Both my legal representatives and I have not been afforded an opportunity of access to the docket. I'm therefore unaware of the exact nature